I want to talk to you about bank business lines of credit that reports to Equifax business consistently. So, the first bank I want to really share with you is US Bank. So, US Bank does a great job at reporting your payment activity to Equifax business every single month. Okay, that's really good with US Bank. And the cool thing about US Bank here is that you are looking at a maximum business line of credit of $250,000. Okay, and you can use the cash for a lot of things. You can use the cash to manage your business cash flow, and so that's really good from U.S. Bank. And they report your activity to Equifax business once a month. Okay, and so U.S. Bank actually is great for companies in business 2 years or more, and it really helps also if you have an existing relationship with U.S. Bank. So if you have any question, you want to contact 866-280-3751. 3751. So you have all kinds of business lines of credit that gets reported every single month to Equifax business. That's really good. The second bank that I want to really I want to share with you is actually a M&T Bank. So if you are looking for a bank business line of credit that reports to Equifax business, I want you to consider M&T Bank. M&T Bank actually will report your transactional data every other month, so twice, 6 times a year. Okay, with M&T Bank, M&T Bank is not as prestigious, if you will, as a U.S. bank, but it's still interesting. Okay, and M&T Bank has a larger, let's say, spectrum of line of credit. So if M&T Bank will qualify you for a maximum line of credit of $1 million. So that's really good. And you can use the cash for all kinds of purposes. And by the way, this business line of credit could be collateralized or unsecured. So that's really good. And M&T will make sure that every other month, your activity, your payment history, everything is recorded in your Equifax business credit score. If you have any question, call 1-800-724-6070. If you're looking for a bank business line of credit that reports to Equifax business, I want you to think about KeyBank right now. KeyBank will report your data every 3 months. Okay, it's not really that frequent, but hey, listen, it's still good anyway. So every 3 months, KeyBank will report your data. But if you want them to report more often, you have to talk to a customer service. And with KeyBank, you have a bank business line of credit that actually starts at 10,000 and that goes all the way to 500,000. Okay, 10,000 all the way to 500,000, and this line is renewable every 12 months. That's really good. And you have easy 24/7 access to funds. You have secured and unsecured lines available. It really helps also if you have an existing relationship with KeyBank. You have monthly payments with interest-only options. And for any question, you want to contact 1-888-KEY for biz. So 539-4249. So 1-888-539-4249. If you're looking for a bank business line of credit that reports to Equifax business, I want you to think about Santander Bank. And Santander Bank actually does a great job in terms of qualifying you for a business line of credit up to $250,000. And Santander will report your data to Equifax business once a month. Okay, they have an entire service, an entire business department that will take care of that. And so you have actually evolving lines up to 500,000. But if you want to have up to $250,000, that's possible, and that's even better because there are no financial statements required for lines of credit that high. So that's really good. And you can use the Santander Bank business line of credit to finance accounts receivable, to purchase inventory, to actually mitigate seasonal cash flow fluctuations. You are able to have a greater control, really. Okay, and so you have maximum 5 years, but you have annual renewals. They will review your account to make sure everything is fine. There is a $250 annual fee charged on the anniversary of opening the line of credit. So something to remember. If you're looking for a bank business line of credit that reports to Equifax Business, I want you to think about Chase. Chase will report your data every other month or every month, depending on the size of your business line of credit. So if you have a solid relationship with Chase, Chase will report your data to Equifax Business once a month. If not, you'll just be on a bi-monthly reporting schedule. With Chase, you have a business line of credit that can go all the way to $5 million, even though they actually are usually around an average of $500,000. So you have a 5-year revolving term with potential to renew thereafter. Okay, so that's really good to really think about. So that's for the Chase business line of credit. And the Chase business line of credit is for smaller businesses. And if you have a more consequential need, then you want to go for a commercial line of credit. And this here, you are looking at minimum half a million, and it can go all the way to $50 million. So that's pretty good. Next, you want to think about American Express National Bank. And American Express will report your data to Equifax Business once a month also. Here with Amex, you can qualify for a business line of credit that goes from $2,000 all the way to $250,000. So something to really think about, okay? $2,000 all the way to $250,000. And Amex wants you to have a FICO score of at least 660 at the time of application, and have an average monthly revenue of at least $3,000 to actually qualify for this business line of credit. But they will report your transactional history every single month to Equifax Business. So if you're interested in improving your Equifax Business score, and you do have an American Express National Bank line of credit, business line of credit, then this is a pretty good match to really think about. Fantastic lender, by the way. If you're looking for a bank business line of credit that reports to Equifax Business, I want you to think about Citi. And Citi will report your data every other month to Equifax Business. But you got to really ask for it, though. You got to ask for it. And here you are looking at a business line of credit that can go all the way to $5 million. And so you are able to use the cash to finance seasonal or recurrent needs, to purchase inventory and pay operating expenses. And you can also increase working capital. Okay, so that's really good. You also have, at Citi, you have a business credit account that actually will give you a line amount that goes from $10,000 all the way to $250,000. Okay, and so that's really great. And the cool thing about Citi is that Citi is a national bank, so doesn't matter where you are at in the country, you can qualify for a Citibank business line of credit, and they will report your data to Equifax Business. If you have any question, call 1-877-528-0990. 1-877-528-0990. And so that's pretty good. Next, you have Wells Fargo. So Wells Fargo is a bank business line of credit that reports to Equifax Business once a month. So that's the frequency you want to account for with Wells Fargo, once a month. So with the Wells Fargo, you have two products when it comes to a business line of credit. You have the Wells Fargo unsecured business line of credit. Here you are looking at a maximum revolving credit line of $150,000. So the amounts go from $10,000 all the way to $150,000. And then, so besides the Wells Fargo unsecured business line of credit, you also have basically the Wells Fargo business line of credit. And here you are looking at a larger loan amount. But again, there is a possibility that it will be collateralized. So you're going to have to collateralize the loan. You also have a third profile, and that's the Wells Fargo Prime line of credit. And here you are looking at a maximum of $10 million. Again, they are reporting your data every single month to Equifax Business. If you are looking for a bank business line of credit that reports to Equifax Business, I want you to think this year about Bank of America. And Bank of America actually will give you a line amount that goes from $10,000 all the way to $10 million, okay? And you have APRs that are as low as 9.75%. And so Bank of America will report your data to Equifax Business once a month or twice a month, depending upon the relationship you have with Bank of America as a client, and also whether you are part of their preferred status, their preferred profile. Okay, so 10,000 all the way to 10 million, and so that's really good. You also have a secured business line of credit. The first one was unsecured, but you also have a secured line amount that goes from 25,000 all the way to 25 million. With a secured business line of credit, you have an APR that's lower than what you would have with the unsecured, which makes sense. For the unsecured, you have 9.75%. For the secured, you have 9.25%. So there is a 50 basis point reduction here. So that's something that's really good to know. And also, if you want to think about PNC. If you're thinking about a bank business line of credit that reports to Equifax Business, think about PNC. PNC reports your data to Equifax Business once a quarter. So every 3 months, so that's 4 times a year, they'll report your transactional history, your transactional data to Equifax Business, okay? And with PNC, you have a line of credit amount that goes from $20,000 all the way to $100,000. That's really good. And you also have a pretty streamlined loan application and decisioning process. No collateral required, so we are speaking about unsecured. And you can transfer funds online by telephone or write a check against the line amount. So that's really good from a flexibility point of view. But the line amounts are relatively smaller for a business, though, $20,000 all the way to $100,000. If you have more questions, it's just better to contact PNC at 1-800-762-5684. If you're looking for a bank business line of credit that reports to Equifax Business, I want you to think about Truist. And Truist actually reports your data once a month. So if you have a business line of credit with a bank business line of credit with Truist, you will have your data being reported to Equifax Business once a month. And so that's really good. With the Truist, you have a loan amount that goes from $10,000 all the way to $100,000. That's really good. That's what they call the small business line of credit, okay? That allows you to actually borrow up to your available credit limit. And you can actually access funds by transferring money to your checking account or by even writing checks, okay? And if you have any question, call Truist at 877-279-3083 or schedule an appointment to meet with a small business specialist virtually. So that's really good. Next, if you are looking for a bank business line of credit that reports to Equifax Business, think about TD Bank. And with TD Bank, you have a reporting process that happens every other month. So that's bi-monthly. And so you are able to access cash and up to $1 million. So the cool thing is with TD Bank, if you are applying for a loan amount, not a loan amount, a business line of credit that it's actually under $250,000, you can apply online, not a problem. So the decisioning process can happen online. That's pretty good. But if you want to apply for an amount that goes from $250,000 all the way to $1 million, you need to apply in person at a TD Bank, okay? But the cool thing is that you can use the cash for a lot of things. If you get a line of credit through a TD Bank, you can access to cash for business expenses, rent, inventory, payroll, or even daily operations. Let's say you want to expand your business, for instance, your operations, okay? And you can have a line amount that goes all the way to $500,000, especially if you are actually in a geography that TD Bank covers prominently. So if you are looking for a bank business line of credit that reports to Equifax business, I want you to think about Capital One. Capital One will report your data to Equifax business once a month, so that's really good. With Capital One, when you get a business line of credit through Capital One, you can access cash actually with a maximum amount of $5 million. Okay, so that's really good. The only thing is Capital One wants you to be in business for at least 2 years and have or open a business checking account with them before you can qualify for their business line of credit. Hey, listen, it is worth it. I mean, Capital One is a solid bank to really count on. You also have a Fifth Third Bank. So Fifth Third Bank is a great bank business line of credit that reports to Equifax business, and they do so on a quarterly basis. So every quarter, they will report your data, your transactional data, to Equifax business. And with Fifth Third Bank, the amount to finance actually goes from $10,000 all the way to $100,000. Okay, and so if you have more questions, you can contact 1-877-534-2264. That's for the unsecured business line of credit. Now, if you want to secure the line of credit, then you can actually you can secure anything until $10 million. So that's something that's really good, especially if you have a business that has several needs. Okay, let's say expensive needs. Now, Fifth Third Bank is a regional bank, sort of similar to TD Bank or Truist or Key Bank or PNC. So just make sure you are in the geography that they cover. Same thing for Citizens Financial. This is the last bank business line of credit that reports to Equifax business, and they do so on a monthly basis. So with Citizens Financial, you have a business line of credit all the way to $250,000. So that's really good. And if you have questions, just contact the bank at 1-800-4BUSINESS. So the number is 1-800-4BUSINESS, and they will answer all questions that you have, and you'll be able to talk to someone, ask all questions. And one thing I want to say here is that with Citizens Financial, of course, you have the geo restriction situation. So you got to be in a state, in a city and state where they're available. But the cool thing is Citizens Financial actually is pretty fast at releasing the funds. So once they actually approve you, they can get the funds within 2 to 3 days, which is relatively fast for a bank. I mean, think about it, 2 to 3 days, and they will release up to $250,000. So you can really finance your operations. You can take care of everyday needs. So that's really fantastic from an operational flexibility point of view, if you were to think about it that way. So the bottom line into this conversation, I explained to you the bank business lines of credit that reports to Equifax business. So the names were U.S. Bank, M&T Bank, Key Bank, Santander Bank, Chase, American Express, National Bank, Citi, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, PNC, Truist Bank, TD Bank, Capital One, Fifth Third Bank, and finally, Citizens Financial. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.